Morning. Yeah, you know it.
The office or Parks and Rec?
A little bit of both. Morning. Morning.
Practice.
Yeah.
Who won yesterday?
What?
Is it you and?
Me and Joe play like every day, and Joe bought a table at home because of that, and so Joe's not beating me.
Better to set them together.
Yeah. If I had the room, I'd consider doing this.
I had a table when I was a kid. And every day in the summertime when I was a kid, like our whole neighborhood did.
Okay.
It was fun, yeah.
Yeah, I have played probably 5 times before coming here, and then now I play every day.
Yeah, it's fun.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of,
Oh, I've seen it.
the grand
Watched it
master.
yesterday.
It's okay, make it okay. Yeah, likewise. Look, he brings his own equipment, Pat. You know. Like, who has a carry case for their paddle?
Him.
This guy.
This guy.
Intimidators. He's
The guys who can't play have a carrying case.
What's the DJ?
They need
called?
straps.
Stark Industries.
Stark Industries.
Right? Yep.
Tony Stark.
Oh.
Big day today.
It's just training for everyone else who's supposed to.
What's up, bro?
Good morning.
Jam in that webinar today.
We're practicing jamming that
He is the
webinar today.
webinar jam Jedi.
Dude, he's gonna be doing training on it.
He's the Jedi.
That's what we're gonna start doing too with these collaboratives. We're gonna start taking all you fine men and women and having you train on things that you're learning. How are you guys?
Dandy.
Dude, you got rid of the hangover. It's good.
It was
This
sinuses.
Sinuses.
Dude, I'm telling you what it's. It was not a
man.
hangover.
I was like, something's off with this guy. You know, he's always,
Chippity.
chippity in the morning. He's like, So then we're going to lunch. I'm like, you've already done this weekend. He's like,
He's
"Yeah,
stumbling
but-"
everywhere.
I actually
I'm
did have a
I'm
Thursday
like, it's
weekend.
totally a hangover.
Yeah, I had a little hangover. I'll say a little one, not much.
See, look, you just got to extract the
Dude, I'm out in
information.
the
guys.
sun
gotta
3 days.
Just got to extract the information. Now, by the end of the day, we'll have the full story. He was up till like 3 a.m. drinking moonshine.
Hookers and blow everywhere. Absolutely.
I was in real fast.
I feel like that's a food hangover. I went out of the way to register you for the test, so you should have gotten the login info sent to you.
So we're going to actually do the hangout, right?
Yeah, the Hangout's open right now.
So part of it is, yeah, I think it.
They're not gonna do their bit though. I don't think they're ready for that.
No, well, what I want to do is just get them on. Just
Yeah. Absolutely, get them to actually look at the back end a little bit.
Yeah, and like actually start doing a hangout. just
Yeah.
test them out. So one of the things that we need to figure out is there's a couple things. One is we can have an image display. So for instance, people start showing up like 5 minutes early.
Yeah, the big thing is Daniel, they can't show up until Daniel's login, so we want Daniel to log in.
Okay,
Okay,
but is
that's
there a
good.
way to have a placeholder image?
I
before they log in?
Believe there is. Sorry.
And then I would like to see the landing page at some point.
Sure.
And are we gonna, so I see you got display Facebook and Twitter and all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Okay. And then the other thing, I don't know if it's through Webinar Jam, I'm assuming, so like the lower 1/3 stuff, like how you can display like, STEM jobs, STEM literacy, like in the bottom, like left or bottom right, it'll have like Daniel Nichols.
I believe that's not through, that would be through Hangouts and not Webinar Jam. That's done, I think, and I can figure that out because I haven't done that. There's
By the time
draw,
this is all done, dude, you're gonna be the webinar.
Jam Master, group chat.
So a couple other things while we're talking.
Sure.
So we got some people registered now. The next week, are we going to do the, the countdown, like, hey, webinar starts in, 4 hours.
I have Webinar Jam set up to remind them so many minutes out on the day of.
How many reminders are there?
There's like 4 or 5 reminders.
On that day?
No, there's 2 reminders I think on that day. We're also going to do a scheduled email on that day as well for last minute registrants, and also because it's scheduled, it's not a drip.
Okay.
It'll hit everyone again as a reminder.
All right. I'd like to, some key pieces for me today is one, to get them understand the functionality, and then do a quick run through with you on that email sequence.
Okay.
And follow-ups. And then I want to look at, do you have any post follow-ups for the replay?
Not yet. I have because there's what, 6 days?
6 days. days afterwards?
is the second webinar.
Okay,
So- They're automatically registered for all 3 webinars when they register for the first one. At this point.
So when they do that one click, well, you're suiting up. You know, this is just a test run. So anyway, yeah, so we need to get Mike to get us a screen that has STEM jobs, STEM literacy. The webinar will begin shortly. Or actually the Hangout. I don't want to webinar. The Hangout will begin shortly. I would encourage you guys to show up like 10 minutes early and actually go live 10 minutes early, or see how many people are coming on, and then you just kick it off. You're like, hey, you know, Glenn and Daniel here. Glad everybody can show up. Who do we have? You know,
We have an intro reel we're gonna do, or?
Yeah, I scheduled a meeting on that tried to schedule a meeting with Tony and nothing has happened yet. So I don't know if that's actually going to happen or not.
and if it doesn't, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
It'd be nice.
I think personally, I think the demo reel should be added after the Hangout.
Shouldn't have an intro video. Okay.
You could, but,
Well, we-
I can see the issue with it, particularly if we're coming in early.
yeah.
That
So,
way we can
so the for the live, what works best is just the authenticity. So, you know, again, start 10 minutes early. Hey, Daniel here, we can start the Hangout shortly. Who do we have with us? You know, you open it up to the audience, and then someone, you know, Patrick here, you know, great, Patrick, where you at? Oh, I'm in sunny Florida. Great, what's about that? Just run the back and forth. Who else we got on?
Okay.
You know, this is Sean, I'm out in Philly. Hey, Philly, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I was up there like 2 weeks ago, you know, love that place. You guys got school, whatever schools. And you just kind of do that. Then you get back in, and we'll be starting shortly. And then you just go and kick it off. Daniel starts off with you, Daniel Nichols, Space, Coleman. Been doing this for 15 years, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, you just kind of come back with stuff. And, you know, STEM jobs been around, for services without the schools. All right, let's just get right into this. You know, those are key elements. Key elements. It's the icebreaker. It has the personal touch. It is building incredibility without getting too deep into, you know, all of the accolades. And then you just go right into it. And then when we're done, we have that the replay. That's where we can get that time, that 10 seconds kind of sizzle reel. And then so the sizzle will come in, then it'll go into those back and forth comments that you had. Those are my recommendations based off of proven conclusion. Now, what is unique about this one? This stuff I love.
And my tablet was Western Wear Wednesday. Yeah. These are from
Whoa!
these are my team in Texas.
Whoa!
They gave this to me as a going away present.
Dude, that's wonderful.
More than 5 minutes.
I like those.
Do you want to grab your laptop?
Sure.
Just so I want you to get to log in and actually see everything as well in the back end.
Are you going to be here that day?
Do you want me to essentially do the control panel type stuff for it?
Well, that's what we'll work through today. So
Okay, see it.
I think, yeah, that's why I want to do this run through. It's hard to say. Like, I think at some point Daniel might want to have some controls, but like, so here's the thing about webinars too. So there's always we call them all sorts of different things, but basically, it's the chatter and someone. You know, some of the most productive webinars, there's someone always managing and engaging in the comments.
Yeah.
So they're doing their thing. Then you're seeing comments and, you know, and you're just engaging with them. And then you're also moderating, like if someone comes in and throws in like a shitty comment, you're moderating.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah. But then it's getting at, you know,
people are saying, "Ah, great to be here. This is great information. Hey, Susie, glad you love it." Blah 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 blah, and just keeping that momentum with the comments, and then making notes, right? So if we have a lot of people, the comments will start filtering up and they'll get lost. So you're making notes at the end where there's Q&A. You can be like, "Hey, Dave or Glenn, Sean from Philly had a question about blah 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 blah. Thanks, Patrick."
Now, should I be, in terms of like responding to those comments during the conversation, besides like thanks for the question, should I actually be trying to answer those, or be
If there's a question that's like, "Hey, do you guys have a media kit?"
okay, something that I can
Yeah.
consider myself?
Hey, Amanda, great question. Tell you what, if you go here, you put the URL in the chat box. Go to stemjobs.com/about, and get the media kit there. Hey, will you guys have a replay? Yep, absolutely. The replay will be live within an hour after this is done. Where can I get more information? Those types of stuff. Yeah, if they get into
The real actual, then be like, hey, be happy to have Mayor Daniel answer this question.
yeah, made a note. We're gonna have a Q&A at the end, and we're gonna try and cover all the questions that we can. So all that kind of stuff. Just fuel it out. Hopefully we get a bunch of people.
We have like 48 or 49.
Oh, really?
Right now.
So are you mailing, or is this just organic?
That's all. That was from the one initial mail. And so the nice thing is all of those are like, I feel like those are pre-qualified.
Right.
Because every single one is from an EDU, or almost every single one is from an EDU.
Got it. Where's your partner in crime at?
He accepted it yesterday. He knew about it.
Yesterday too, that we had a webinar jam thing in the morning.
Alert, we're about to start. So is there a way, there's got to be a way to change the alert. So like this, we need to craft these messages better.
Yeah, we can change all that.
Okay. So this, we need to add some flair here. We need to, like webinar alert,
Something that can maybe even pull them to EDU.
we're getting, we're getting started, don't miss the webinar.
Okay.
You know what I
And
mean?
should we be including some very base level content in there that pulls them to the website, or pulls them somewhere where they're engaged more
You mean in these webinars?
in
The alerts?
the alerts?
No, it's all about the direct response to the
Okay.
webinar. So now what we could do is after they register, so the thank you, or wherever the thank you page is, like adding some text there. So it's like, hey, you confirmed, the webinar is on the 16th, whatever the day it is. In the meantime, download, here's the teacher's resource guide.
Okay.
Or, here's some information that you might find useful. The teacher's resource guide, if you're an educator, we've got lesson plans, send them to the lesson plan link. I wouldn't put the media kit in because that's still kind of a salesy type thing.
Okay.
There's the packages are in the sales kit and the media kit, right?
The packages.
Like the pricing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I wouldn't put the media kit, but on
We can get a version without it though. It's just one page, or we can strip it out.
So the thank you page, I would have the teacher's guide. I would have the free lesson plans. I wouldn't put in the STEM type yet. And I wouldn't require I would just give them the actual PDF. So get the link to the teacher's guide and then create a button, say download the teacher's guide here, and just some blurbs like, this teacher's guide has got X, Y, Z.
So a button on the landing page.
Yeah,
Or on the
so-
thank you. Okay, so we need to change from this to a custom button. Because
You
this
can't
is
add
there.
anything to it?
No, that's why I said yesterday they're very limited. So you
Okay.
register. I think it did that because I'm not already ready, but there's the emergency.
Oh, this is the actual.
So they're
that
all.
needs to be different. Dude, wait a minute. There was one that was, I thought, pretty nice that we could use.
So if we go to theirs,
Tell everyone, Western Wednesday. I didn't know I had that, that's what I was gonna think.
Is this today Western Wednesday?
No, it's not.
I didn't know that.
Don't worry about it.
Is today Western Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Today's Wednesday, Western Wednesday.
Is it?
For real?
I saw. Western Wednesday, dude.
Is it?
That's on Mr. Nichols.
That's
I wrote down my flannel. All right.
Another day, another dollar.
Paradise.
$1.50.
So on their pre-configs,
Why is he like-
so for example, this one,
Yeah.
this was the second highest performing one. In terms of what you can actually add. All you can change is, you can change that, you can change that in the images, and in the background image.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay,
So I'm with you. Very limited, can't move the
Oh,
button.
yeah.
can't change the text in terms of how it looks at all.
Right.
So you'd rather use this with what, like a chalkboard background?
Or something along those lines. Yeah, no, that's not to say that as we continue our duties, we can't split test it.
Sure.
If we can split test that against yours, even better.
I don't know if you can, but we can change it. We can still change it now for the next email for the main one. I mean, we can, it doesn't matter as of yet because no one's really seen the link. They've all read it through.
Because we got the one clip.
Yeah, but in regards to anything for the, they're pushing through social or pushing through paid, we can't change the landing page for
Now,
that.
when we look at this, okay, so rather than it just being STEM literacy,
Yeah, you want
I would
to,
have whatever stat we can, increase, or whatever we would do, like help overcome the skills gap.
Not sure.
Grow your talent pipeline.
I mean, there are a bunch of stats that I found. Most of the stats were all negative in regards to the current environment and how it can improve. We want to put a stat that's like that,
Positive. So yeah, so we would flip it. So
like
it'd be
try to
like-
spin it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So are you in the 5% that is suffering from 30% skills gap?
Like,
In this hangout, we're going to show you how to increase, turn around,
Yeah.
something like that. Okay. Thank you, Paige.
and if we go over to the thank you page, let's just say that's what we're going to go with right now.
Right.
So with the chalk background,
Yeah, dude.
do you like? See, I
Well, the background stock isn't the
Yeah.
best. I mean, I would have something that's more.
framed.
Well, no, I would have like maybe it's
Just that.
an image.
That was be the bad STEM
like,
scientist.
We've got there's an image we have where there's like students that are doing a science project and there's a teacher. I would also almost make it more where it's showing industry.
That would be
So like an industry image, maybe with students, so it's connecting students and.
Let's eliminate the.
Hey, Daniel, do we have an image that is showing, so like if we wanted to put a background image behind us, that's just because you're so familiar with everything you've done.
Okay.
This is a webinar registration.
uh-huh.
What I'm saying is, what I'm looking for is an image that's maybe showing students and industry that's making a psychological connection between those. Like we have you know what I'm saying? We have that one where there's students in the classroom with the glasses on.
Yeah.
That doesn't really fit.
We got a bunch of like working. I get that one girl that we had who's actually working on a lathe or something. We got a shot of a bunch of students walking into a convention center.
And it can't be so busy that it's taken away from the register button.
Yeah.
I'll find-
But that's Mike.
Okay, but we can work on that. That's not.
Yeah, and in terms of the thank you page, I believe, just limited to this. So just,
Okay, so what you can do is you can add an image, right?
and then do a link through the
And then
image,
do
or
a
add an
link
image
to
of
the
a button,
image.
actually.
Right.
Okay, I'll
Yeah,
do
so
that.
add an image. So in here, it'd be like, in the meantime, here's some cool resources you might want to download, our teacher's resource guide, quick paragraph on what that is,
Yeah,
download
click here.
button, and then another one.
Right by the end of the day.
I would make that like an H2.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe even center.
Professor.
But, yeah, just add an image of a button.
Okay.
So, okay.
That's better.
And we don't need any models, we have you just put the specs on, we're done. Just have someone draw it up, right?
There you go.
Characterize.
And that's the default, how it's gonna look up here. So it has the base reminders built in, and then what we can really add.
Yeah, that's the bad STEM scientist. That's the, I think Professor STEM.
I like that.
Because it does have that double meaning, which, you know, of course, gets the Snickers, right?
Well,
I could always take like a nicer looking image and just
There you
fade
go.
it at the top to like black.
Yeah, I mean, even like,
Some flavor of bass, though.
it's too, still,
You have to find something that isn't
or
like right
something.
at the bottom because that banner cuts it all off.
Yeah, I mean, like something like that. I mean, that's time. That's it right there. I mean, the image itself, you know, is distracting. But if you could put like a tip and a
Yeah.
transparency,
Yeah.
fade it out. But I mean, so if you could find,
Something like that.
that would work. Okay, all right.
Housekeeping.
Kick it off, brother.
As soon as Dino gets back. I sent you all I'll just email it. It's probably easier.
So a couple things about Coldwater.
Yeah.
And then Patrick will get into it.
Yeah.
So demo reel, and beginning to reel, what you can say, I would not do with this.
Okay.
I would add that to it, but we need to get an image that says, you know, STEM jobs, STEM leaders, we hang out. Yes. We'll load that in about 30 minutes prior to what the hang out started.
Okay.
I suggest that both of you get on at the latest 5 minutes early.
Sure.
And where you're engaging the audience, hey, you know, Daniel, we want to hear them kick this off shortly, who we have, you know, and encourage people to be. And it's like, oh, Patrick, hey, Patrick, where you at, Patrick? I'm in Philly.
They're chatting that, I said.
Chatting, or you can actually bring people in. Actually have them play live and comment, right?
Oh.
So we'll figure that out too.
Okay, somebody's gonna be driving this thing then.
Yeah, so what we're gonna have is, we're gonna have YouTube, we're gonna figure out what controls we might want. We're gonna have Patrick running the chatter, right? So that's another key, and then we're gonna provide the phone in the chatter box, so that's where someone's like, hey, do you guys have more information? Yeah, we have our, you know, you can check everything out here about, you know, and then people are asking questions like, you gonna have a replay for this, I gotta go because I got a meeting. Patrick, you know, say, yeah, if someone has a specific question, be like, hey, you know, great question, you know, I have a few and then you guys will come and say, hey, Daniel, you know, we had Amanda out in Florida who was asking about X, Y, and Z. Great question. You know, you go into that. Patrick, do you have any other questions? Yeah, we've got, you know, Sean out in Texas who's got this question. Maybe you guys pick up at the beginning, very much about that. Okay, I'll try to engage the audience. Then you get started, and then it's just real quick. Again, these are key elements. Okay, all right, so let's get this started. I'm gonna kick this off. I'm Daniel Nichols, you know, founder of STEM Jumps. You know, a little bit about I'll get to provide that credibility. And then you got my compadre here, you know, and crime, whatever, however you guys want to play out with your suits there.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Glenn gets into a little bit of his background, edifying himself and STEM jobs. Maybe talk a little bit about how long you guys, where all we are, what it's about the schools and doing this, and then just dive right into it, weave that into STEM literacy. And through all of these activities and schools that we've done, these are the things we found, and that's why we want to do this hang out, and then you just go right into it, go over your whole shebang, Q&A at the end, call to action to the,
Yeah, what are we doing?
so the call to actions go into, what's our,
They're already registered. for the
Yeah,
second
but
webinar.
we should have a,
Something we're driving them towards from the first one.
yeah, don't we have that? Hold on a second.
Is that getting them into which funnel? It's either the purchase or suggest a sponsor funnel. We can start pushing them forward toward. Or I can build a specific landing page towards it. I don't know what others.
yes.
And I think Amanda went in and fixed the part of forms, so they should all be segueing properly from activate to activated, launch to launch now.
Do you guys have a, so this one is just generally about STEM literacy, not so much about the sponsorship.
Yeah, just laying out kind of the foundational issues around.
Can the teacher's guide be something that they could download? Does that fit with this hangout?
Well, I mean, the call to action could even be just trying to get, but we're not talking to the teachers though. We're talking.
I mean, right. So that wouldn't work.
Apparently, that was the focus, but based on the lists that everything was sent out to, there are going to be a couple high school teachers or high school counselors.
Well, we knew that. We were going to
Yeah.
touch on that and then try and filter them out. So if there's
Right.
teachers here, you know, we got this, but really this hangout is geared towards employers and colleges
Right.
or whatever. So it would be nice to drive them. So that's a sponsor. So what we don't have, see, so that's totally geared. You want to engage every person involved in college.
That's for the
That's for-
educators and the or the college level and the employers.
Which page is that?
edu.stemjobs.com/sponsorship, and that one's for schools looking to get sponsored.
Well, in the end, can't we talk about, hey, you know, in 10 webinars, we're going to talk a little bit more about how colleges and employers can.
Yes.
Blah, blah,
Yeah, we're going to build
blah. If you want to
off
learn
this.
more between now and then, you can go to stemjobs.com/sponsorship and get some more information. And we can, just tease the next one and give them that place to go.
I'd rather give them just download. Because they're already, to Patrick's point, they're already registered for all 3 webinars. So I would personally like to wait till the second one to send them to a sponsorship page. Because again, it's for me, and this to drive our metrics, the thing about it is I hear you guys talk. Are you going to do some of it right now? Some of your bantering back
I think
and forth
so,
about
yeah.
literacy? Okay.
Why don't we just create a stripped down version of the media kit and put that up somewhere where they can download it?
Is there anything that they could, is there any type of, anything that we have that is like a blueprint or something that they could add, that's actual tangible, like actionable items that they can take and use as, you know. like-
We have a week to do this, right? We have until next Thursday. So between now and then, we can put something together.
Yeah, I'm thinking like if you had like a 2 or 3, so at the end of this, you're talking about STEM literacy. We got for you something very special at the end of this. We got this PDF. Take this and download it. It's got actionable steps that you can take and start using in your organization to start engaging students, right? And that is also now setting precedents. And then in the following hangouts, we're going to dive a little bit deeper on, you know, how we got EKU to, you know, get
Right.
increasingly.
What we can do is we can take our 4 things. We can take the opportunity, diversity, partnership, career focus thing. He was supposed to write a chunk on that. We can take those 4 pieces, flesh them out a little bit, add a little design to it.
PDF. Give that. Then, boom, you got that. Now, the second one, you're building on it. So, hey, anyone that missed it, here's the replay. In that, we talked about XYZ with literacy. We gave you this breakdown. And now we're going to dive a little deeper and go into this. And then you drive into what really engages students is getting your brain in front of them and blah, 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 blah. And this is, and then at the end of that, we've got this sponsorship, which has all these things.
Right.
Then you tie the EKU. That's perfect. Then we drive them into the sponsorship landing page.
Yeah.
Then the third one, it's all about sponsorship.
What about along with giving them the download? Can we drive them to take? Can we encourage them to fill out their profile to get STEM jobs approved? I mean,
We could do that.
That's a
really
legitimate
good.
thing.
We could do that. You know, hey, do you want to find out, you know, how close you know, something like
Because
that.
those 4 things we can talk about. You know, our 4 big things are those 4 components, which form the basis of being STEM jobs approved. You're interested in doing that?
No, the only question I would have to that is, what about the people who are already STEM jobs approved? We just sort of leave them out? Like,
Well, if you're already there, we'll have a PDF that can download.
okay, so
it
they
as
still
that.
that.
But then we'll say, hey, you can also, if you're interested in, learning more about these 4 foundational principles, click here to download it.
And the only reason I say that is looking at the list of registrants, I already noticed one that is STEM Jobs Approved, who puts our stuff all over there. Should they send up?
And then we'll say, hey, if you haven't already,
Yeah.
It's
It's a great time
a great time to
see where you stand.
To fill out one of our profiles or our tell you what we're calling surveys. But that's what they are right now. Complete one of our profile surveys and see if your school or business is STEM Jobs Approved. By going to, I don't know where the hell that goes. .com.
You can plug in right over here just for right now.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I don't know where the other ones are.
These look like they're chefs.
I'm a chef. He's a
I'm not a chef.
You're a
This is
doctor.
clearly
How
not
do
a
I get
chef.
into
That's
that?
the
I
last
sign into that link that you gave, Patrick.
Yeah, so this is for the back end. Do we want to start with the back end or the front end? Let
No,
guys
where do you
lead.
want us to?
I would say it would be all back end for these
Okay.
guys.
So right now, I
Log
just,
in.
just send you an email with all the login info.
Okay.
So go ahead and click on there. And if you read there, it
The one
tells you
that's
to go from
presented?
our webinar. Yeah, so go over to STEM
Why don't you
Leaders,
bring your computer over too?
Okay.
Go to
And then,
presenters. Click past the video. Okay. And then for you, it has your live room. So you can open right there under Glenn Zolman.
will you send that to Jolene Jeffries as well?
Sure.
So Daniel, we talked about kind of what call to action to give them at the end. And I thought was that we could encourage them, one, to take the survey, become STEM Jobs Approved, but then also talk about our 4 kind of foundational principles.
Which
To give
are
them diversity, opportunity, career focus, and partnership.
career orientation. Yes.
But
Good job. Good, like,
I know. But then it'd be nice if we had a PDF they could download that went through those 4
Mhm.
things. So,
So you want me to write that up?
well,
immediately?
if you can get that, then we get to Mike and you can put some design elements around it.
Because that
It
would
was
be
what we
nice.
were going to include with educators.
Well, it's something we have. This
Well,
is
that's
next
what I'm
week,
at.
right?
So
All
one,
we have is the educators.
yeah, I mean, what would be
Good
nice
God.
is to give them, so you're talking about STEM literacy, we're not really diving deep into the sponsorship, right? This is all about building value. So if there's something that we can give them at the end that ties in what you guys are talking
The
about.
guidebook will go through it, basic STEM literacy.
But that's
Does that have
teachers, right?
Oh, this is for the other,
There's gonna be some teachers on this, but
okay,
That's why the 4 things made sense, because that's the foundation
right.
of the survey.
okay, well, I'll have to write something.
and all it can be is like 2 pages. Just something like we've given you this blueprint, this checklist, this
Like go through
this,
makeup before
this
the-
guide.
Got
You're
it.
looking to fill the gap. In the upcoming hangouts, we're gonna dive a little bit deeper and give you even more tools and resources, and that's setting the stage for the toolkit.
Gotcha.
So then on the second
Showing
one,
us
you're diving a little
sitting in
deeper,
front
maybe
of
you're
us,
using EKU, maybe you've got BP as an example.
I'm
These
here.
are real world examples. And then in the second one, you're like, hey, listen, now, how you do it. So we gave you this
Go ahead and
checklist,
join
this
it.
blueprint, this PDF on our last hangout.
And I
You
wanna
didn't
see
get it,
if
we
it
encourage you to
opens
go
up.
grab it.
Yep.
Now, how you really engage students, right, or whatever the pitch is sponsorship. And this is what we've got. We've got this phenomenal toolkit. And maybe that's where you use EKU, right? And here's all the things that it has. If you'd like to get more information on this, go to /sponsorship, and we'll have the call to action, right? And then we start getting all those people. And then the third hangout is all about sponsorship.
Right.
I'm
Okay.
fielding a lot of pitch. Okay, did you get logged in? You know how the back end on this works.
Yeah, we get a
It's
loop
small.
fixed
It's
to
been
me.
a while.
Okay, that's fine. I'll guide you through
You
all
are
that.
the teacher. And even if I did, I'm gonna play stupid.
That's fine. I sent you a link to log in and with the username and password you created.
Webinar Jam base info.
It's going to prompt you, I think, immediately on every webinar. After you log in, you just move the slider over on the top. So move the slider over on the top to Webinar Jam Studio. There you go.
Login field.
Not a slider.
Go to My Webinars. It looks like a slider. Under Clone, go to Presenters. Okay, I get it. Show me the links. Okay.
How do we know what's showing?
Don't log in with your face. Log in with down here, Live Room. Hit open.
How do we
Live
know what's
room.
showing? How do you know what's showing the audience? Showing the audience.
Well, what we need to do is,
I can go back and forth on my screen.
Years. Yeah, because we need someone to log in at the audience level. So Sean, I'll have you log in
Yeah,
at
I'm
the
logged
audience
in.
level.
so right now I'm seeing this. This is where we need to see the.
Yeah, I think that's because my webcam's not working.
So just so you guys know, so here's what the audience is seeing. So again, if you are, we're going to have a placeholder here, but in that first 10 minutes where you guys are like, hey, it's Glenn and Daniel here, we're going to get starting in a few minutes, you'll see that you have attendees on the back end. So you can say, hey, who do we have? Either feel free to type it in the chat box, or you can click the request to speak button and talk to us, right? And so people, hey, this is Jolene, you know, I'm in Pittsburgh, you know, just want to say great to be here. And then you respond, hey, Jolene, it's great to have you. Pittsburgh, oh, you're close by. Where are you at? Blah, 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 go Steelers. You know, and
It
then,
doesn't say where they're at though. It just says,
well, no, they will tell you.
oh,
You know, hey, let us know where you're, you know, who's calling in and where are you at. This is Jolene from Pittsburgh. This is Patrick from Philly. You know, this is Amanda from Florida. Oh, man, we got a lot of people
Vinny
here.
from New Jersey.
Vinny from New Jersey. Hey, New Jersey. You know, blah, 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 blah,
New
blah.
Jersey in the house.
Yeah. Okay, so now I see Glenn and Daniel at the
Yeah.
bottom.
And you should see popping from the right, and this is going to be an option if you move your cursor over there. It should pop it over there, and you can toggle it on or toggle it off. Webinar Jam control panel. It's going to give you access to.
So I don't see all that stuff. I see these couple of things.
I sent you an email with
This, you should have
Well, I
this.
can't
This.
get on my mail right now. I have messages.
Okay.
So you want to go to app, HTTP app.
Now, as you can see, you guys can see chat. You can see room broadcasting, who's registered, who's actually there. You can view buyers and requests, which are things that we're not going to. Screen. Stop doing that.
I did, but I shouldn't do that.
Oh, God, wait for my header.
Why did it do that? That's crazy.
I've used Google Hangouts about 2 times. Webinar Dream is what I know. Polling options, we don't have any polls built in at the time.
Oh, got some bad hair going on here. Look at that.
I'm just clicking buttons. I just click this, and it does that. I forgot
Go
what
down.
things do. I don't have any other controls other than just those 3.
An option is to pop in there.
What's going on back
I'm the same way, man. I'm like, this is crazy.
That, if you look right here, see how I have recent apps? Go over there and see if you can right click. That's it.
So this is the dry run.
It's timed out.
Yeah,
The
so
sales
we can-
reps like
So we
that.
can send them, we can send them, depends on the training. We can send them to landing page for like all that.
Yeah.
Or-
So do we need to use one of these cameras? Can we use?
If you have an additional camera, if we have an additional webcam that's not, I would rather us use that. We
We
don't
would
want to
ask
use
our camera guy then.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with this tool, but it's brand new. Can you tell me where the internet connection is?
I don't know if I can because I've never used a tablet like this.
I have, right. Right, brand
You
spanking.
can go to settings.
Right, right.
Take care of this.
Yeah, you can, okay, there you go.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you have it up now.
But I don't have all the things over there that you.
No, I think that
Yeah,
it's because I'm the owner.
So I'm gonna get Danielle's. Like, how much time do you think for-
Well, this is being implemented, I mean, so we're gonna get.
I thought it was bad science.
I would say. We may still have.
Yeah, I think for
Hey,
the rest of the month.
question.
Can I just share with one of you guys? Yeah.
We're like, we're doing a dry test run. That can make the lights out too. Like,
Spray.
Okay, so.
Maybe help with that. Y'all watch now.
Your Wi-Fi is turned off. So that's.
All right, so where are we?
Yeah, no, we're gonna get you training. You guys.
That was on you guys. I asked you too. What?
Oh, he's coming.
Okay,
We'll
cool.
get that.
Um,
The light set.
So
You figuring it out?